Hey, Shalom, it's your brother Jonathan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. I got this clip I want to show you guys, and we'll respond to it through the Spirit. Abarat Tazah, it's edifying. With no further ado, let's run the clip.
Origin of the present Jews in Palestine, he states that those Jews derived from Eastern Europe, and many of the Jews that today live
the similarities,
in the reconstituted state of Israel come from Eastern Europe, are not descendants of the Judeans or the lost tribes of Israel, but rather descendants of the Khazars. Who are they?
Who are they?
They were a nation most people do not even know of. He writes, the so-called self-styled Jews...
All right, so a lot of you know that the people over there in the Holy Land are not the people. And if you don't know, it's quite easy, especially if you believe in the scriptures and you understand prophecy. When going to the book of Micah, right? When the children of Israel, the bloodline descendants, return to the land, there's not going to be any more war. There is going to be a one-world government when they return, and that's going to be a kingdom without end. Okay, and all the nations are going to go up unto the mountain of Zion to learn of the Lord's ways. Let's actually go to Micah the 4th chapter and read a little bit. Let's see if the people in that land, if these things are happening, since they say that they're there, right? Micah 4:1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord, the mountain here represents a government, shall be established in the top of the mountains, okay, over all the other governments. And it shall be exalted above the hills, the smaller countries, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of God, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we shall walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So, is the law going forth from Israel? Do they govern, the earth openly by the Lord's ways, was written? No. Verse 3. And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Now, in 1948, when they went into the land via the Balfour Declaration, which is not the fashion in which the Lord said that we would return, there's been nothing but war since. That very same night, they went into that territory. They were bombed that same night. That doesn't line up with prophecy. Okay? And nations are not demilitarizing. They are actually doing the opposite. Joel, the 3rd chapter, is happening. The nations are beating their plowshares into swords. So the opposite is happening. Nations are militarizing, signaling that the actual bloodline descendants are not in the land. Okay, we're in the phase where World War III is getting ready to happen. The War of Armageddon, the third war written in the scriptures. Okay, verse 4. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken it. So none shall make them afraid, them being at complete peace and having dominion. That's not happening. We can go into more details with this chapter, obviously. But I just wanted to, put that out there. And I also want to read one more quick one before we play the rest of the video. The spirit of inquisition is being made of this devil. Okay? The people masquerading as the Jews. All right? Let's go to 2 Ezra 6 and 18. It says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So inquisition is being made of the wicked in our time. openly, not by just the believers or the prophets. It's being made by everybody. You understand?
Eastern Europe in modern history cannot legitimately point to a single ancient ancestor who ever set even a foot on the soil of Palestine in the era of Bible history. Research also revealed that the so-called or self-styled Jews in Eastern Europe were never Semites, are not Semites.
I got to stop him there. The Edomites are Semites. Okay? To be a Semite means you descend from Shem. Okay, they're not Israelites, but they are Shemites. They are Hebrews. They're Hebrew Edomites. Okay? We're Hebrew Israelites. Difference. Okay? He's going off there, but let's continue on.
Now, nor can they ever be regarded as Semites at any future time by any stretch of the imagination.
People here are called anti-Semitic. What is your response to that as an Israeli Jew?
Well, it's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we...
You know, you say it's really a silly word. If people understood what it meant, they would be like, oh, that's silly. Because to be from Shem, that's not just the people, that's not just the Israelites, right? That's a bunch of people. You could throw Ishmael in there. You could throw a bunch of people in there, different nations, to say, oh, you're anti-Semitic, you know. And usually the people that's calling anti-Semitic, they're Semitic themselves. All right, but you know, just people just don't, you know, they're not educated. They don't actually study the Bible. So let's go.
Bring up the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then they are anti-Semitic.
What secret, mysterious power has been able for countless generations to keep the origin and the history of the Khazars and the Khazar kingdom out of the history textbooks? Did you ever learn about it at school? I never learned about it.
All right, so, you know, there's a people in the scriptures in the last days who said that they would be masquerading as the true bloodline descendants, but they wouldn't be. Okay, this Revelation 2:9. I know thy works, and everybody knows this precept, especially if you've been listening and learning. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy, and we're rich because the promises pertain unto us. The kingdom pertains unto us. Even the 2/3, when they get brought back, they're going to be brought back as Israelites with new bodies and be immortal. We're the richest people on earth, even though we're in a lower state and under the curses within this society. But again, this society is temporary. Okay? This world is temporary, and the world to come is forever. And it's made for us. Revelation 2:9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So there's a people who are saying they're Jews and they're not, man, on the earth, who do not fit prophecy, who are not under the curses. All right? And because that inquisition is being made and that truth is being brought out, the scriptures say that he is going to get to a point to where he's like a madman, sparing none. All those that calling him out on his lie are going to be made a prey in the earth. Okay? 2nd Ezra 16:71. It tells you what? They should be like madman, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So here in verse 10, it goes on to say in Revelation 2, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, and this is another hint to let you know that we're going to be in Jacob's trouble. There are some people who teach that the Israelites aren't going to be. It's kind of like that Christianity doctrine of us just poofing out of our clothes when the tribulation comes. But that's not true. All right, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days, a complete amount of time. Okay? Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And we always go into, when you understand how life and death works, you know that it isn't final, nor is it losing. Okay? And that's not going to be everybody's story. There are going to be some martyrs, you know, who stand stiffly for the Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But many of us are going to be alive. Prophecy has to be fulfilled of us seeing through the bottom of the chariot, seeing the destruction of Babylon. Right? There'll be some standing here that shall not taste of death. So, you know, every day I'm just on my regular, account page. I scroll and I see little videos like this of inquisition being made of this devil. People who aren't even Israelites, just regular citizens, reposting videos like this. So time is moving. Things are moving at a divine speed. The Lord is definitely speeding up the days. So Abaratazah, the lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.